Oh yeah, this is a video I want to see. I have not seen this video.
Stop taking
I was watching a little bit, but I was like, I should skip it for later and watch it on YouTube. And then post a reaction vid for this. See, look, Flight reacted it already.
Most times in the NBA, when players have beef, it's usually nothing. Maybe some smack talk here and there, some friendly banter
Fried
from
chicken,
time
bro,
to time,
really good.
a subtle jab, or some extra motivation for the next time they match up. In rare occasions, beefs grow into something more, real rivalries with very real consequences. But more often than not, the respect is mutual, and the beef players have is in the spirit of some good, admirable competition. But what if it wasn't? What if it got so out of control, it altered the very history of the NBA itself? When two players despise each other so much that the mere comparison of
Wemby and
them
Chet,
is met with
no way this
consequence.
is real, bro.
And what if the beef began over something
No way they actually have
never
beef.
really even mattered in the first place?
It's not that deep, actually. It is pretty deep.
Today's video is sponsored
It is
by
pretty.
DraftKings.
It is pretty deep to
At least wager
lose some
and receive
reward to someone.
$300 in
That ruined your legacy.
The first mention of Wemby and Chet together in some degree, at least
I
from
bet.
what I could find, was in a basketball.
Alright, Brian. Good night, bro. Alright? You have a good one, right? Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good one, Brian.
Forum all the way back in
You
December
get a good
of
night's sleep.
2020, where a user asked the question, who are your top 5 players for the class of 2021 and 2022? Every
When will
single
I stream tomorrow? Same time. 6. And my time, 6 to 5 p.m. So maybe like how long have I been streaming? Like maybe 4 hours from later. 4 hours from after the stream started. I might stream at 1 hour early than usual. But yeah. Alright, man. You go sleep, right? See you later.
answer that followed containing both the names Victor Wembanyama and Chet
I bet,
Holmgren,
yeah.
but in
Good one,
different
bro. Have a good
orders.
one.
Chet
Much
2,
love, bro.
Wemby
Much
3,
love.
Chet 1, Wemby 3, Wemby 2, Chet 3, Wemby 1, Chet 2. 2020 doesn't feel too long ago, but anyone who had Victor as the best prospect in this class was well ahead of the curve, since at the time, he was just 16 years old and had about 10 months of film on his resume where he looked like an actual child trapped in a giant's body. Chet, on the other hand, was the #1 ranked prospect in America in his senior year of high school, already committed to Gonzaga and nearly 2 years older than Wemby. Ironically, Victor wasn't even in the class of 22. He was a member of the 23 NBA draft class. This question should have never even involved Victor in the first place. But fate would have it that these two would be compared long before they ever even faced one another. Due to COVID restrictions at the time, any and all potential interactions between the two were held off until the following season. But 7 months later, in the summer of 2021, Wemby and Chet would match up for the first time in their careers, in a game that would spark the most heated rivalry in basketball today.
What is this? This is like under 18 World Cup?
In July of 2021, the FIBA Basketball U19 final came down to the USA versus France.
U19.
The most highly anticipated matchup of the summer with a world championship on the line. As usual, Team USA had a stacked roster featuring 10 future...
That just makes the finals from last year's Olympics. Was that last year? I forgot what year that was. But the one where it had like LeBron, KD stuff against France, like that USA team against France. That just even makes it like more deep, because if they were beefing because of this game, because Wemby's France team lost, and then like imagine what that did to him again in that fucking stage. Like that must have hurt. That must have really hurt.
NBA players, some of which include Jaden Ivey, Peyton Watson, Kenny
He
Lofton,
really just wants
Ryan
his team to
Goldbrenner,
win.
and the best player in
Wemby,
the country,
he wants his country to
Chet
win.
Holmgren. France? Well, they had a 17-year-old Victor Wembanyama, who at the time was already seen as the best prospect in the world, regardless of age. The freakish frames and tools of both Wemby and Chet sparking conversations of similarities between the two. Both slim, lengthy big men with offensive games far too sharp for their size and NBA-ready defensive instincts. Who's better? Who is the rarer unicorn? By the end of this game, those questions were answered. Victor Wembanyama was clearly a step above everyone else.
Wembanyama.
Emahi Balu gets inside. Missed. Oh, and then Wembanyama there for the putback. Alley-oop. Wembanyama, how did you lose sight of him?
On the lane.
Miles spins. Gets rejected.
So how can this guy not score?
Miller. And now he gets rejected. Pump fake and puts it up, and he is.
I just want to say something. Wembayama could hypothetically be the greatest player of all time. He has all the skill sets, everything. Like legit. If we take we're not talking about accomplishments, we're not talking about stats, we're not talking about any of that. If we're just looking at the players' attributes and like what they have and what they could have, Wembayama could potentially be the best player of all time that we have ever seen. He has everything. He has a bag. He can shoot threes. He can post up. He can defend. Fucking, oh my gosh, bro. I botched on my shoe, bro.
Another tough shot attempt to it.
Miles, he gets blocked by Wembanyama.
But Wembayama can legit be the
Despite
best
being
player of all
the
time.
youngest player on the court and finishing the game with 22, 8, and 8, as very visibly the best player on the floor, Team USA narrowly edged out France,
What?
beating them 81 to 83.
Yeah.
And to add insult to injury, the tournament MVP was none other than Chet Holmgren, Wemby having to settle for a silver medal and a spot on the all-tournament team. Now, for most players on the brink of a promising NBA career, this entire tournament would be non-consequential, irrelevant within a few months. But Victor Wembanyama isn't like most players. As the awards were being handed out,
And that's what makes him an all-time great. He gets upset over everything. He gets upset over everything, every loss, everything. You getting upset and actually caring that much, that's what separates you
Victor
from
could
the
be seen
rest.
with a look of almost disgust. If you didn't know any better, you'd think France came in dead last by the way Victor handled this loss. Moping around, head down, dragging his feet, disinterested in the whole thing. Appalled even that they didn't win the tournament and he didn't win MVP. A moment that Victor Wembanyama recalls as the worst basketball memory of his life, saying,
What?
quote, "Just thinking about it makes my jaw clench. It's a regret, an unfilled hole inside me that I have to fix." This quote is borderline concerning. These are not the words of a kid ready to just forget and move on to a bright NBA career. Unbeknownst to him, Chet Holmgren created a void in the career of the best basketball prospect on the planet. And by any means necessary, Victor was going to spend the next
But then that's how Chet will
filling
respond.
that void.
How will Chet respond to that and be like, okay, well, you feel like that way?
Listen.
Come after me,
You
N-word.
type it in, and then you go there.
I want to see you. Don't stop now type shit. Like, come on.
By the start of the 2023-24 NBA season, Chet and Wemby were slated to face off in their first NBA matchup. But this wasn't just their first matchup in the league against each other. Although Chet was drafted a year before Wemby, an injury sidelined Holmgren for what should have been his rookie season. And so not only would they be battling for Rookie of the Year that entire season, the very first game of their respective careers were, of course, against one another. Now, this was a preseason game. It should not have meant anything at all. And it didn't mean anything to anyone besides Chet and Wemby. Both of them going suspiciously hard in a preseason game in early October. Despite a few viral moments from Wemby, the Thunder came back and won the game. And it was Chet who outplayed Victor in just about every measurable way. And in the very first public stoking of the fire, Chet tweeted this after the game. As if Victor needed any more motivation, as if the kid that was left with a hole inside him that needed to be fixed needed any more fuel to the fire, Chet Holmgren just doused it with a gallon of gasoline in front of the entire world. And thus, this rivalry officially began. In his post-game interview, Chet was asked about his budding rivalry with Wemby, to which he had this to say.
I know you and Victor have been connected for years, even though you haven't played against each other very much. And he just was saying that he thinks this is going to be the start of a lot of really good games against each other. Do you feel that way?
100%. I played against him a couple years ago in FIBA, and I plan to play a long time, and I'm sure he does too. So there'll be no choice but to go back and forth. So.
And he was right. There has, in fact, been no choice but to go back and forth. Even before their first regular season matchup, their relationship was already being labeled as the makings of NBA's next intense rivalry. By their second matchup of the season,
know what? I like it. I agree. Sure.
Intensity
like it.
between them had already built
I'm really
up to the
liking
point
it.
where they were abandoning sets altogether to go at each other one-on-one.
And just look at their
Wemby
build.
going
It's
out
like
of his
it's
way
actually
to show
meant to
Chet and
happen.
The rest of the world
It's
there should
destined
have
to
never
happen.
been a comparison in the first place. The numbers on the scoreboard briefly becoming irrelevant in these moments. Now again, Chet didn't really even do anything to deserve this. An innocent bystander who just happened to cross
Except
paths
Chet
with an
won an
alien
NBA
in a
ring for
FIBA
Wemby.
tournament. But Wemby had a hole inside him, and he was fixing it. After the game, the media only made things worse by leading off with a slew of questions about the rivalry and what the two thought of it.
In terms of not matching up directly with Chet, you guarded him defensively, but
I mean, it's obviously like human nature, but you know, to really be uncommon and not just do what everybody else does, you have to kind of fight that. And obviously, that's the headline that you guys have. That's what ESPN's promoting. That's what the NBA is promoting, and rightfully so. You know, Vic's a great player. You know, I think I have a long way to go in this league, but you know, I plan to be a great player.
All right.
I mean, I wasn't matched up against him the whole game. You know, my first goal is always to win, and I don't in a game like this, I don't think about that, especially in a loss.
Okay.
First impression of these two unicorns and their potential in the league, it was a fairly even matchup. Wemby was great, but so was Chet. Their names still intertwined, and for many fans, they were each other's equal.
This is potentially the beginning of something special, not only for the two of them individually, but the two of them head to head.
I think both of these guys are studs. They're future stars. You think that there's a better version of me, or I've already bettered him in under 19? There's a competitiveness that you see from Chet. I don't know about that from Victor yet. I believe that he is that dude because he has all of the talent and all of the skills. He's
What?
mature beyond
There's no
his years,
competitiveness
as everyone
in
says.
Victor?
But I do know that both of these guys seem like they're uber talented and they have some dog in them.
Oh, they're definitely Uber.
Victor Wembanyama. They need Chet Holmgren to be players that are transcendent.
This, however, did not last very long. By the end of their rookie seasons, Wemby had firmly asserted himself as not just the superior player, but the future face of the league. A season that was capped off with Wemby's first triumph over Chet.
From the #1 pick and otherworldly expectations to now the unanimous winner of Rookie of the Year. Victor Wembanyama lived up to the hype.
The unanimous
He really did.
NBA selection for Rookie of the Year.
Unanimous.
The 6th time in NBA history.
Reminds me of Steph Curry's unanimous MVP back in 2016, baby.
The third #1 draft choice.
What has it meant? Everything, you know.
Victor didn't just win Rookie of the Year, he won it unanimously. And, more importantly, he stopped Chet from winning it.
Let's go! I'm just kidding, nah. I have no hate against Chet.
You can come
W
up
Chet.
with 50 pros and cons for each of us on who's on our team, what we're playing for. At the end of the day, what is the criteria? This is my thing with all NBA awards. Like, what is the criteria? It's hard to. It's all in the eye of the beholder. So it's like, who has more voters that believe in their side of the criteria? I guess. Like, I mean, all credit to him for you know, a great season and everything. And you know, we're not rookies anymore. So like, you know.
I mean, you didn't play your next game though.
You what?
I played more than 82 though, so that's the rule on our team. We play more than 82.
Is
that still a?
Most of y'all don't get the chance though, because most rookies don't get into the playoffs. So you can't play more than 82. So you know.
As much as they tried to deny it, this was a rivalry, and it was building quickly. And for just a moment,
This rivalry seems to be shaped not by these two really. It seems to be shaped by literally just the media and the people.
Portion of that whole
They really want this rivalry.
Rival.
Bleh.
Not for long. Wemby won this battle, but in the following season, Chet achieved something far bigger.
What? Oh, yeah, a ring. Yeah, a championship. But to be fair though, Chet has all these pieces around him. He has Williams, he has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Ty Lue or something like that. He has point is the Thunder is a really good team. Probably the best of all time.
24-25 season, most
And
fans had accepted that
Wemby just
had
has
taken
Chris
the leap
Paul
over
and him
Chet.
and
Going into the
Stephon
season,
Castle and
Wemby
all
had
that.
jumped all the way up the player rankings to 11th. Chet Holmgren, 32nd. Even in the description of his ranking, Chet unable to escape the expanding shadow of Victor's ascension. But despite the gap that he was building on Chet, Wemby was still unsatisfied with the fact that they were still being mentioned in the same breath. In fact, his disdain for Chet and the Thunder was only growing over time.
We're in the same level?
Chet to
What?
Victor.
This guy's not like me. He's not my level.
Chet
The fuck?
is not exactly Candyman, but Victor will not even say the man's name.
Wow.
And that's pretty much been the theme ever since Victor Wembanyama arrived in San Antonio. I think it's because, you know, that there is a real budding rivalry here, and on both sides, both of those guys are trying to take the attention away from the rivalry and put it specifically on the team.
Or it's just the media really shaping up this rivalry. I wonder if that's how it was with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Did they both? Did the media shape that up, or was it really that they both had this
Select of
shit,
The
you know?
Athletic put it, Wemby was creating his very own Voldemort. The kid was pouring mental lighter fluid on a fire that was already out of control. It only made matters worse when the Spurs acknowledged that they were using the Thunder as the blueprint for where they wanted to be in the future. It's the kind of motivation that can consume a man if he isn't careful. And Wemby
So they're waiting for the picks then. They're trying to get a lot of picks then.
Season, Chet completely outclassed Wemby, holding him to just 6 points in statistically his worst game of the entire season. On the other end, Chet had himself a game. The Thunder won the matchup, they were looking like early favorites to win the title, and the Spurs were still trying to figure out how they could possibly
Except,
oh
my gosh.
the Wemby versus Chet
I was waiting for it.
And before Victor could
I was waiting
once
for it.
again prove otherwise,
Except later in the
his
season.
biggest challenge yet.
Breaking news out of the NBA, according to our Shams Sharania, Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs star, is going to miss the rest of the season.
Yeah,
with
because he
what
got
Shams
injured.
is reporting a form of a blood clot in his right shoulder. He is out for the season, and the Spurs believe that this is...
This was last year.
While the Thunder were gapping the field and Chet was blossoming into a vital piece on a potential championship team, Victor was sidelined with a season-ending injury. What's the worst-case scenario for a man hell-bent on revenge and willing to do anything
This was actually scary for him.
Being helpless and out of commission while your adversary is inching closer to basketball immortality. Well, actually, that's not quite the worst-case scenario, but this is.
The Thunder have taken the NBA by storm for the first time.
Yeah.
The NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City. The
Yeah.
season is complete.
Alex Caruso was in that
It
team too,
almost
yeah.
sounds like a work of fiction. This whole saga, this young man's rise to glory and his subsequent fall, idly watching his
almost like if it was scripted.
enemy achieve the ultimate goal. It's at this point where most
Was it
players
scripted?
would probably let this whole thing go. Realize that this beef has gotten out of control. They're two different players on two different timelines with two different paths. It's just not worth it to hold on to something that, in the grand scheme of things, is so insignificant. But Victor Wembanyama is not like most players.
Facts.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready?
You stole it.
All right.
Excuse me.
You personally have not faced this team since October 2024. You didn't know it had been that long?
Dang, did they release a video like this? I did not see this.
More than a year.
In what ways does today's version of you approach that matchup differently?
I mean, with much more experience in this league, in life, much more knowledge, I would say, of who we are as a team. It's going to be a totally different game than any before.
By the start of the 2025-26 NBA season, a lot had changed over the last year. Wemby was back and ready to play basketball again. He made another jump in the preseason player rankings from 11th to 5th. Chet also made a jump of his own.
Damn, wait, what's this? What's this? 8? We already is Victor over Steph Curry and LeBron. I actually agree.
From 11,
I could actually agree. I don't know about Anthony Edwards though, but
to 5th.
I could say Victor.
Also
Yeah.
made a jump of his own from 32nd to 24th. For the first time, Wemby was officially recognized as an NBA superstar. Oh, and Chet was now an NBA champion. And if seeing Chet win MVP in a U19 FIBA tournament created a void in Wemby, seeing a ring on his finger created a black hole ready to swallow up anything in its wake. When recently asked if he considers there to be a rivalry between him and Chet, Wemby said, "No, I don't think about that. At least from a basketball standpoint, there's no comparison between us." What does Wemby think about the comparison? Well, his feelings hadn't changed. He's so appalled by it, he thinks there shouldn't be one. But maybe we should be asking Chet how he feels about the rivalry.
Do you consider yourself and Victor Wembanyama a rivalry in the league?
I don't think it's ever been up to players or teams to declare rivalries. So
Exactly.
you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, but-
Regardless of what the fans or the
No,
media
it's-
think, there is nothing we can do about the 7'6" basketball demigod who's out for revenge. A man hyper-fixated on specifically making sure you never one-up him again. His disdain for
Oh,
Chet at this
that's
point
true.
no longer subtle or cordial. Fans
That's
and
true.
the media taking notice that this is
I don't
not
think
your
okay.
average
I don't
friendly-
think Wemby wants to make it a rivalry. He just really, it's not in the sense of like he's going after Chet the most because it's a rivalry. He's going after him the most because he generally just does not like him.
Back and forth.
And he does
Wemby
not like
is
the
a man
comparisons.
possessed, and Chet Holmgren
He's just
wants
trying to
nothing
prove something,
do
but
with
I
it.
don't think
But while the
but
Spurs were
he
still
wouldn't
trying
see it
to
as a
iron out some
rivalry. If
wrinkles and
anything, I
adjust-
feel like with everything I'm seeing so far, it seems that Wemby doesn't believe that he's anywhere in his level.
to an
Thus
evolving
not making it a
roster,
rivalry.
the
In
OKC
Wemby's
Thunder
view.
were scorching the entire league. 10-1, 15-1,
Oh, yeah.
20-1.
Oh,
entering
yeah.
conversations
True.
of OKC having a good chance of breaking the all-time record for wins in a
Which,
season.
nope.
And Chet Holmgren,
Nope, not
the
anymore.
right-hand man
They're
to
not
the
on
league
pace no
MVP,
more.
with much larger sights than a beef with Wemby.
We've already sort of gone down the road. He says that he and Wemby have never really spoken. That rivalry is happening. I don't care what anybody says. Is there a possibility that Wemby's a little in his head at the moment?
I think this thing is man-made.
Yeah,
Listen,
want
okay,
this.
they're both 7-footers and they came out back-to-back years or whatever, and Chet was hurt. Other than that, that's where it ends for me. Like the real rivalry, it's levels to this conversation. The real rivalry to me is gonna be SGA and Wemby. Those are the MVP candidates. Why would an MVP candidate have a rivalry with a guy that's not in that conversation? I think there's a lot of levels and a lot of layers to these conversations, and I think Wemby has graduated from that conversation of a rivalry with Chet.
It looked like there was
Damn.
nothing that could slow down OKC, and for some, this rivalry was a thing of the past.
Also, do
When
y'all
it
think
came
OKC is
time
gonna
for
win
these
this
two
year?
to face off again, at
I
least
actually
on
don't think
paper,
so.
The Thunder were a better team in the midst of what
I
could
think
have been
I
the
think
greatest
the
season
Lakers
the league
and
had ever seen.
the
But
Spurs
after
actually legit have a
14
chance to
long
beat them.
months since the last time Victor saw Chet on the court, and 4 years after Chet stole his tournament MVP, on December 13th, the day had come where he could finally get back to fixing that hole.
Missed the last 12, and he's getting ready to head onto the floor for his first.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. This makes me want to watch their NBA games now. It's these videos, bro.
Another offensive board for Wembanyama. It's a different game now.
Hit that three, Harper.
Early in this game. Wembanyama goes down, gives it up.
Damn, on the floor and everything.
Teardrop, no, blocked out of there by Wembanyama.
Blocked by Wembanyama.
Is quite a bit better with Victor Wembanyama.
Oh my gosh, dude. Victor might actually have Mamba mentality.
Stan Dwayne, Wemby's a plus 20. Not a post up for a big like Wemby is at the high elbow.
Victor might actually be. Oh my god.
Changes everything at the defense.
Oh my god!
Over to Wembanyama. Made the catch. Fading away.
Sheesh!
Wembanyama got it back, fires, and it drops.
Dude, I love Wemby.
Bigger than you. That's all this boils down to.
Oh, whoa.
Their 16-game winning streak, just their second loss of the season. We saw your emotions throughout this one, as everyone's saying that the Thunder is a team that is almost unbeatable. What does this win say about where this group is right now?
Dude, he's gonna be an all-time great.
It says a lot, and it says a lot.
Victor is gonna be an all-time great.
I mean, that's only their second loss of this season. It means something.
It means a lot. It means a lot. Oh yeah, and they won again. They won again. Yeah, like I was saying, this is what I was trying to, that's what I was mentioning before. Or I was trying to mention before, but I don't want to like really say it yet. But they just kept on beating the OKC. They're actually the only team, the Spurs are the only team to consistently beat OKC. Consistently. That's why I think the Spurs have a chance against OKC. Not just the Spurs, but I think the Lakers too. Because Luka might be the MVP this season. In my opinion. Whoa! Damn, that's a new tradition? Yo! This is cinema! What? Yeah, I remember this. Here we go. Again.
Continues to have a profound impact for the Spurs positively, both the offensive end of the floor and the defensive end of the floor. They're on cue, Wemby with the buy one, get one free right now. Sure feels like one. Wemby.
Ah! Holy shit! Is that prime Shaq?
One dribble pull up and a propitious roll and a shooting touch to
What
his teammate Wiggins and got it packed on the glass. As Wemby pulls one at the other end for three. Got it back and lays it home.
Oh my
First
goodness.
of all, a spectacular pass by Wembanyama. Off the wide action. Wemby
His
pulls
built,
it
man. Holy crap. It's inhuman.
Ass on the floor, but they're letting them hear about it. The passion, the noise talking. And not only have they beaten them 3 straight times, they punked them 3 straight times.
How much fun was it to be back in the mix again after having to wait the last few weeks to play?
Well, I mean, you can't imagine. Just get better, do some beautiful things.
Okay, that's actually beautiful.
Just
But
want to
hey,
be a part of it, you know?
let's see who gets the last
And
laugh
that
though.
we can still do
Because
it.
OKC,
When I'm here,
and when it comes to that playoffs, we'll see who gets the last laugh. But guess what? In the year after that, they'll keep going and going and going. But for this season, let's see who gets the last laugh. It's looking kind of good. Oh my goodness gracious. Fucking ad.
Factor meals.
2 ads.
Level nutrition. With chef-crafted flavor.
Conjuring up what could only be described as superhuman levels of pettiness, Victor Wembanyama unleashed 4 years of frustration upon Chet and the OKC Thunder, beating a team that only had 1 loss in nearly 2 months and was well on track to being the greatest regular season team of all time, not once, not twice, but 3 times in a 12-day span, purely out of spite. Now, of course, Wemby wanted to win these games, but the far more pressing matter was making sure Chet lost. At every conceivable opportunity, Victor made it abundantly clear that this was personal, morphing into Chet's very own boogeyman and playing each and every possession like his life depended on it. Flexing on him, throwing down windmills after the whistle, addressing the people, and creating an entirely new tradition from scratch. But not only did the Spurs beat the Thunder 3 times in a 2-week window, Victor Wembanyama and his insatiable thirst for vengeance single-handedly derailed what could have been the greatest regular season of all time. The Thunder's record leading up to that fateful December 13th night, 24-1, on pace to beating the all-time wins record. Their record since that first matchup against the Spurs, 6-6. The record now well out of reach. Now, to say the Thunder have completely unraveled simply because Victor is able
Thank you, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs! You did not let them beat my Warriors record, and I love you for that.
Then again, if you told someone the future face of the NBA is still mad over a meaningless MVP he lost 5 years ago in an international tournament that nobody remembers and is still seeking revenge
Nobody remembers? I'll remember this now. Now that you mention it, I might remember this for the rest of my life. Not the rest of my life, but like I'll remember it when we talk about the NBA and Victor Wembanyama.
And beat the best team in the league. But for Wemby, these wins were retribution. One step closer to filling the void where that MVP should be. Intrinsic proof that there should have been no comparison, and that he is definitively better than Chet. A conclusion that all of us reached about 2 years ago.
Hey, W video, Jimmy High Roller. I love it, bro. I fucking love you, Jimmy High Roller. That was a high production, highly, bro. I hope I can get to the level of production like you, Jimmy, because these videos are just chef kisses. So, W. Oh my gosh. Damn, man. That was beautiful. Okay, so what am I going to do now? I'm going to play